And well, welcome everyone here on K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. It's Western Conference against the Eastern Conference here in Los Angeles, where the Clippers will try to protect home court. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad. They controlled everything in both games last year, going 2-0. Now here is Holiday. Here's West. Brent, a lot of experience on the floor. Talk about why it's so hard to succeed if you do not have that kind of veteran leadership.
If guys stay around this league long enough, Kevin, they've seen a little bit of everything. And when they've seen those things, the fact that they can communicate it to guys who haven't, sometimes they can keep you calm, make sure you temper your expectations, and then have you understand just how long not only the season is, how long a game is, how long a quarter is, and how long even one possession can be in order for you to be more successful and learn the lessons of this game to be better the next time.
You've had a lot of guys come across your path. Any one veteran that comes right out top of your head who really helped you along?
I'll throw way back to Chris Mullin and the time that I worked a lot with Chris in the early part of my career, just preparing to be in the NBA and talking through stories about the type of hard work, the type of consistent work, and the type of mentality you have to not only succeed individually, but certainly to have team success.
Great story. Hardaway with a wide open look. A three-pointer off the mark. To the inside. Kid Gilchrist. And Kid Gilchrist throws it down.
Enjoy that unselfish play from Holiday for that swing pass to the open teammate.
Hardaway, no good.
Yeah, a little bit surprising he hasn't connected on at least one of his 3 shots yet, but he's going to keep shooting.
And even though Spencer Dinwiddie had a breakout year, he felt that his time was long overdue.
Yeah, and in between the injury in college and kind of being buried on the bench, he's had to overcome a lot and has always believed in himself. And he feels when matched up head-to-head with most guards, he's going to come out on top. Showed exactly why he believes in himself so much with that breakout season in 2018.
Now here's Cousins following the shot by Drew Holiday. Here's Monroe. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
Monroe throwing his weight around down there on the inside. Important that he stays aggressive.
Here's West. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, last season was just devastating for DeMarcus Cousins, a big man with an Achilles tear, and that's a tougher injury usually for a heavier or taller player, and DeMarcus has both of those. It happened right before the All-Star break. Hated to see it, but happy he's been able to get back on the road to recovery, and hopefully he'll regain his All-Star form.
And so Cousins will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Here's Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Yeah, you've got to stay with ball when the pick comes. You know he's looking to get the shot off.
Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. And with Cousins and his Achilles, quite often a very lengthy recovery, and you aren't guaranteed, Brent, to be the same afterwards.
No, I think that's the biggest concern, obviously. The one thing that Cousins has, though, is with his size and strength, that if he can get down the floor, he can still dominate from that position. But, yes, I'm with you, Kevin. We all are hopeful that Cousins can have the athletic ability and the mobility that he had prior to the injury.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
Hardaway trying to free himself up. And that one's good. Cousins. Cousins has got his second bucket tonight.
A guy who converts well at the rim. You like to see the aggression there.
Yeah, it's the first quarter, and he's already in attack mode, setting the tone right here.
Holiday gets the bucket.
Love the rhythm that Drew showed on that catch-and-shoot jumper.
Pass to Cousins. Here's Monroe. Now here's Cousins. And another shot. And the layup is good. Cousins has got 8 points.
Right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
When it comes to veteran players, Brent, on a team, what characteristics make for a good leader for a bunch of young guys under him?
We talk a lot about veteran guys on teams, Kevin, and I think one of the most important aspects to think about is that those veterans have a lot more impact if they're still part of playing minutes for a coaching staff. At some point, 4 or 5 months into a season, when an older player is telling you how to do something and only get a chance to see it during practice or him pointing it out on film when you're playing, doesn't have as much of an impact.
Doesn't resonate
right.
as much.
When a guy gets 15 minutes a night and you get to see him do those things as a young player from the bench and say, wow, everything he told me on my list, he's checked all those boxes. So having a vet that plays, much more impactful.
Good point. That doesn't go either for Cousins.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
West gets the bucket.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Poor decision making there. No idea what he's going for with that kind of pass in that situation.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. Brent, a major pivot for the Clippers last season, trading away the most important player in franchise history, Blake Griffin.
Well, the front office made mention of sustainability and production over cost, and felt like it was the right time for them to move on. The size of that max contract, the injury risk of Blake Griffin and what's happened and transpired the past couple of seasons convinced them that they might be able to clear that out of the way, get some flexibility, and rebuild the roster in the way that they wanted to moving forward.
Here's Baines. Back to Harris. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
59 seconds left in the first. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. Out to Harris. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Back to Murray. 6 to shoot. Laverne. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. To the middle. Here's Henson. And John Henson with the slam.
They don't want John Henson getting in that close. Feels like he could just reach up while he's on the ground and still get that done.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
Rubio misses. Pass to Laverne. Left side, Sharks. Tie game in. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, that prevented some points, didn't it? Also, how you have that intimidation factor going early on. You wonder if in the fourth quarter they'll think back to the first.
Kicks it out to Prince. And Turner throws it down.
More and more signs of the skill set of Taurean Prince as he finds an open teammate.
The Raptors making a switch here. And when you see Miles Turner play on the offensive side of the ball, the amount of skill he has at his age is just amazing.
Yeah, already a great pick and pop player. You know, not going to be much of a banger down low, but has enough touch outside where he won't need to be. But while he's still a work in progress offensively, I think he's shown that he has a very high ceiling in terms of his skill set.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Clippers are going in a new direction. Now, Coach Doc Rivers said, we had a shot. I don't think anybody understands how hard it is to win a title. Until you do that, you're going to be frustrated a lot. You have to make tough decisions. Kevin?
Well, they're trying to make the right decisions to rebuild better than before, D.A. Thanks. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And now a 6-point Toronto lead.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Toronto shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here.
And as a team, they're down around 72% for the season.
Now here is Harris. And the foul on John Henson. That is his first foul of the game. Turner with the steal. Pass break Toronto. Here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Now Melo getting up and slamming one home.
Murray left side. Pass to Laverne. Turner with the steal. Harris trying to get free. And that one's good, Anthony. Anthony's got 11.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Baines, covered by Rubio.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
And here's Saric. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 9 points. Harris outside. Back to Murray. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Brent, as we take a look at lineups around the NBA, teams trying to go with 5 highly skilled players at once. Where does that leave the traditional big?
Well, most teams just don't have one now, Kevin. I mean, they're just not on the roster.
They're hard to find,
Well, they're hard to find, but there just aren't many out there. So a lot of teams just elect not to have one. And what we're seeing over the course of the last couple years is the matchups when all of a sudden a Whiteside is going to see a Drummond, or you're going to see all of a sudden Valanciunas play against DeAndre Jordan. It's usually because you have one, we'll play ours kind of mentality.
Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Well, some agility shown by DeMarcus Cousins, even at that size, can still get on up.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze.
The Clippers shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And as a team, they're down around 72% for the season.
Now here's Cousins. He's got 12. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And I don't think it's unreasonable for us to have expectations of Boogie having these kind of nights.
Payton drives in. And Payton throws it down.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Yeah, they should bring out a big razor right now, Kevin. A great start, an aggressive move to show they're not going to lay down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Here's Cousins. It's tipped. Payton outside. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
Here's Cousins. And the shot goes in. Cousins has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
He's been on his A game, seeking good shots, and he's a huge reason why tonight they're winning.
Stolen by Stevenson. 3-on-3. Here's Anthony. And he banks in the layup. Anthony's got the lead up to 13 now for Toronto.
Cousins just sensing there was going to be an opening and then found his man.
Los Angeles shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. First one falls for him. Both free throws good from Holiday.
And of course, we know about DeMarcus Cousins last season and the torn Achilles. I'm just glad to see him back out on the floor and fully recovered. He's put in a lot of work in terms of rehab to make sure that he could get back to doing what he does best.
And it's the Clippers' ball. 11-point game. West gets the bucket. West has got 7 points in the game.
Well, Middleton's not a selfish player, always willing to share the wealth.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Outside Hardaway. Here's Henson. Misses the 3. Now here's West. And the quarter ends with some stifling defense. DeMarcus Cousins, he's been the guy making things happen for Toronto. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be back with you shortly. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Hardaway goes in.
You just can't allow ball to get comfortable when he's penetrating inside. He does a great job of using his size and those hesitation moves to draw fouls.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. West outside. Blanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the layup. He's got 9.
Well, you love the fearless, aggressive attitude. Doesn't let size matter.
Well, he also has that innate ability to just create enough separation. That's a nice move.
Clippers trail by 10. Outside Holiday. West outside. For 3, Middleton. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Well, Middleton hovers around that 40% mark from downtown in his career. It's a good-looking shot there.
Cousins, no good. And it's the Clippers' ball. West misses. Hardaway goes in. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
It's the quickness of ball that's a problem for defenders. Solid at finding ways to get fouled on the way up.
He's off on the second. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. Back to Hardaway. It's Turner, high post. Here's Cousins. That shot, no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it.
He just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, the Clippers have hit the reset button. You wonder how that affects their head coach, Doc Rivers. Now, he seemed reluctant to lead a rebuild with the Celtics, but he's on board doing it with the Clippers. Even though the Clippers relieved him of his title of president of basketball operations in 2017, Rivers has just signed a new extension that will keep him coaching the team for the next few years. Kevin?
Well, if nothing else, DA, he has guided them through some pretty dark hours. Thank you. And Toronto making a change here. Raptors leading by 9. Back to Hardaway. On the wing, Turner. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And the Raptors making a change here. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Los Angeles Clippers. West.
Basket by Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. West has got 13 points.
That play happens because of the solid pass from Holiday.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And the dunk by West.
And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
Well, the team needed just a bit of momentum shifting back to their side. They're excited. Let's see if they can maintain that excitement long enough to get some damage done.
Toronto on defense. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
Oh, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys, and just flat out blew it.
Anthony. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Man, that 2003 draft class, just an absolute monster. And Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick that year. Think about it, LeBron, Melo, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Heck, 3 or 4 of those guys played together. But all taken in the first 5 picks. What a great draft that was for the NBA.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And you know, in that 2003 draft, the Pistons famously picked Darko Milicic over Melo with the 2nd pick.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty familiar with that, Kevin, at this point. And Melo coming off such a terrific season at Syracuse, where he led the team to the national title as a freshman. And crazy to think, if the Pistons had taken him, I don't know, how many more wins would they have piled up at this point?
Fast break, Toronto. Here's Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
That's why you can't be too careless with Iman Shumpert lurking, always active, and knocks that one away.
Pass to Harris. And stolen by Fry. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Hardaway. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
I tell you what, it's scary when you think about how much room ball has to grow when you factor in how efficient he is already.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. And Harris wide open. He shoots. No good with the triple. Raptors leading by 10. Henson. Baines with the block. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Here's Shumpert. No good on the quick 3.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
And what I like best is that he does it completely under control. Really gives the shooter nowhere to turn to.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Raptors substitution. Lance Stevenson.
That'll be a 5-second call. The Raptors making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
There's 1:34 left to play here in the third. It's Anthony with the drive. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
Carmelo really has great footwork down low, showing off the feel right there when he gets near the paint.
To the inside. Stolen by Henson. Jumps up. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Now here's Murray. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
Well, if Murray gets his slashing game together like that, that's a good sign for his offense. Love how confident he is.
Here's Anthony, leading by 12. The fadeaway misses off the right iron.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still, there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot. And when the D is this non-existent, it's pretty easy for shooters. Fishing with dynamite.
Here's Anthony. Clippers able to drain the 3. No one near Henson as he lets it go. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline.
Just not his night so far, guys.
The 3. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
Ball. Into the lineup for the Raptors. Greg Monroe. DeMarcus Cousins. Tony Prince.
For 3, Harris. Offline. And so it's Toronto. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Clippers trail by 9. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Pass to Gobert. To the middle. Shumpert with the steal.
Turnovers weren't a story for them early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
And Shumpert surveying the floor and finding the open man, so a nice swing pass on that possession.
Outside Holiday. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Here's Gobert. Gobert double teamed. Pass to Kid Gilchrist. Back to Gobert. Just 5 on the clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. No good from West. Raptors leading by 11. Prince in the corner. Cousins with it. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Kidd Gilchrist. That will be foul number 5 on him. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. It's stolen by Gobert. Outside, Kidd Gilchrist. West outside. Rebound by the Raptors. They've led by as many as 14 points. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That is his first foul of the game. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Here's Rubio. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Do you think it seems like young players are more receptive to stints in the G League than they were in the past?
I feel that way.
Seems
Kevin,
that way, yeah.
Like the stigma of what was used to be the D League, and maybe it was because those were the grades that I had, that you felt a little weird about it. But now that it's the G League, and now that, like we talked about, almost half the players last year had some kind of touch with the G League, I think that stigma has mostly gone away.
Are you saying you were a G student?
Well, when I gave my mom my report card, she said, gee, you got 4 A's. Oh, man, gotta love that pass there. Couldn't ask for a better one.
Over in the corner, Cousins. Shot clock at 6. It's not going to go for him. Some solid defense from Kidd Gilchrist. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Clippers. They trail by 11.
Yeah, just not good court awareness there. You cannot afford to be careless. That just leads to bad turnovers.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Turner. And Baines pulls it down.
Well, it's one thing to play good defense, but then to alter the shot and get the rebound, that's a good day's work.
4-on-3 break. Monroe's shot is good.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys. Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
And Alfred Payton, over his 4 seasons, developing one of the most distinctive hairstyles in the league.
You know, and I remember seeing some footage where his hair seemed to block his vision on a shot attempt. For a player who had struggled shooting the ball, many question whether a trim might be in order. We'll see.
Outside jumper. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And he banks in the layup. And it's 6 points for Greg Monroe.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Inside. Stolen by Monroe. Here's Anthony. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's on Elfrid Payton.
You know, we talk a lot about the bully ball that Carmelo can play with, on display that time.
Stolen by Monroe. And it's Monroe finishing it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Oh, terrific anticipation, using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Back to Saric. Can they get it? He takes it up and lays it in.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness. Zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
Here's Anthony. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
I can imagine a lot of things right now, but a comeback, that's not one of them.
Bucket is good.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Toronto.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Yeah, definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, a consistent intensity is what he brought to the floor here. He hit the glass hard, and he came up with a ton of rebounds. Yeah, defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And both free throws good for West. To the paint. Here's Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now the team came in fired up from the opening tip to see the focus. They're ready to do battle.
Yeah, that's a bad move there. Stops the clock and puts the other side on the line.
Both free throws good from Holiday.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that. And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
Good on the second free throw. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And here is Cousins. Stolen by Middleton. By himself. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. That free throw, no good.
At the line for the Raptors, Lance Stevenson.
And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.